Right now at noon, we're looking ahead to what happens next after the House voted to impeach the president. And the land for a new Amazon distribution warehouse in Beloit has officially been sold.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Breiter filling in for Mark Kane, who's on vacation this week. We start this noon with breaking news into the Channel 3000 Alert Center. A former Madison police officer who retired in 2013 now faces criminal charges, including repeated sexual assault of a child, child enticement, and misconduct in public office. 56-year-old Morris Reed was arrested in Florida yesterday. Members of Madison's Special Victims Unit have been investigating Reed since July when a woman told detectives she was enticed into a sexual relationship with him. She says it started in 2009 when she was 15 years old and lasted several years. She reports this happened in numerous locations, including a squad car, and says she was threatened and at times confined, including being placed in handcuffs. Police say they did not know of these crimes until the victim came forward. More breaking news. Officials say 3 people were shot in Westerly, Rhode Island at an apartment complex for people who are elderly or disabled. The New York Times is reporting 1 victim is dead. Rhode Island police have a tactical team on the scene, and all schools in the area have been locked down. We'll continue to follow the story and have updates on Channel3000.com. To weather now, a sunny and warmer day today. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield is here with your first alert forecast. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Josh. Temperatures had a tough time getting out of the teens yesterday, but we're already close to 30 degrees across much of southern Wisconsin, helped out by that sunshine in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam. Currently at 30 degrees with calm winds, so wind chill much less of an issue. It felt like the single digits for most of our Wednesday, but on this Thursday, definitely feeling warmer. Close to the freezing mark, in fact, in Lone Rock and Mineral Point, just above it in Boscobel and Platteville. 34 degrees, one of the warmer spots right now in Janesville. Wind chill still in the 20s, but definitely an improvement from yesterday. And mild air continues to be with us today into the weekend and leading up to Christmas Day as well. Highs today just above the freezing mark in the mid-30s with some clouds coming in later, but really not looking at much in the way of precipitation. We'll talk about when we may need to break out that umbrella next in your first alert forecast.
You could already notice the difference out there today.
It feels a lot nicer.
All right, Dave, thank you. Well, now that the Democrat-controlled House of Representatives has voted to impeach President Trump, the question is what comes next. Republicans want a speedy Senate trial, but Democrats are considering delaying sending the articles of impeachment to the Senate. Skylar Henry has the latest from Capitol Hill.
The Senate must put this right.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell reacted to the House impeachment of President Trump, saying the Senate exists for moments like this.
If the Senate blesses this historically low bar, we will invite the impeachment of every future president.
McConnell is waiting for the articles of impeachment to reach the Senate and suggested House Democrats are getting cold feet.
They said impeachment was so urgent that it could not even wait for due process, but now they're content to sit on their hands. This is really comical.
Wednesday night, the House voted to impeach a president for only the 3rd time in history. Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she's waiting to send the articles until she hears the Senate's plans for a fair trial.
We'd like to see a fair process, but we'll see what they have, and we'll be ready for whatever it is.
Her ally in the Senate, Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, wants new witnesses to testify.
Is the president's case so weak that none of the president's men can defend him under oath?
The House approved both articles of impeachment along party lines. All but 4 Democrats voted for both. Every Republican voted no. Whoa. The president held a rally in Michigan during the vote and praised Republican lawmakers.
The Republican Party has never been so affronted, but they've never been so united.
The president followed up with a flurry of tweets this morning accusing Democrats of presidential harassment. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
McConnell is scheduled to meet with Schumer later today to begin negotiations on how to conduct the Senate trial. In Wood County, 3 students have been arrested on suspicion of making a threat to Marshfield High School. Police say a specific threat was found in a bathroom stall Tuesday. School officials immediately sent students home as a precaution. On Wednesday, an 18-year-old and 2 17-year-old boys were taken to jail. District officials say the threats were made to disrupt classes. Right now, police are investigating a robbery at a Janesville stop and go. Officials say 2 suspects dressed in bright colored sweatshirts and ski masks demanded money from the clerk at the Racine Street location. One of the suspects reportedly told the clerk to empty the cash drawer, implying he had a gun but never showing it. The suspects ran away with an unknown amount of cash. A Milwaukee teenager is facing charges for allegedly killing a man who she says was trafficking her. Crystal Kaiser is charged with shooting, killing, and setting Rando Volar on fire in his Kenosha home last June when she was just 17 years old. In a jailhouse interview with the Washington Post, the Milwaukee teen says she killed Volar because he used her for sex trafficking. Kenosha County's district attorney is arguing the murder was premeditated and says Kaiser bragged about it afterward on social media.
And then during the course of the evening, she texts multiple people talking about how she is planning to do it, that she has Googled, and that it's going to create a splatter.
Kaiser's attorney argued the murder falls under affirmative defense, which acquits sex trafficking victims of certain crimes. But a judge disagreed, saying it only applies to prostitution or child trafficking cases. Kaiser's trial is set to start in March. A new report says Wisconsin school districts are fueling the largest annual increase in property taxes in a decade. The Wisconsin Policy Forum found districts are levying about $5 billion in property taxes this year. A Wisconsin Association of School Boards spokesman says many districts took advantage of the increased revenue limit in the latest state budget because they don't have many alternatives for funding. New at noon, the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation says the 80-acre property be used for a new Amazon distribution warehouse has been officially sold. The land at the southeast corner of Gateway Boulevard and Colley Road was sold at a sale price of $80. City officials say the development has already started at the property. Crews are constructing a 1 million square foot warehouse. The city says they're not sure what the economic impact will be. Amazon plans to announce job creation details and the project timeline in January. An Eau Claire woman says she's alive today thanks to the quick actions of her grandsons.
My grandma fainted and fell in the bathroom.
Linda Jeandra was watching her 2 grandsons after her son and daughter-in-law gave birth to their daughter. She says when she went to the bathroom to get ready, she became extremely dizzy and fainted from what she thought was low blood sugar. It turned out to be something much worse, and her grandsons, 9-year-old Jude and 12-year-old Wade, saved her.
I have like a paper in the kitchen I looked at to say what my address is. They told me to turn on the porch light, put all the birds away, and then unlock the door.
They said if I would have waited a few more minutes, I wouldn't have made it.
Jeandra's aorta to her spleen burst and her stomach was full of blood. She says she's impressed her grandsons were able to keep such great composure and that she's the proudest grandma. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Before you start your holiday grocery shopping, check out what we're whipping up today, because you want to add these ingredients to your shopping list. When it comes to deciding what vegetables to serve for the holidays, we tend to stick to a handful of favorites. You know, green bean casserole, throw together corn souffle, potatoes au gratin. But beyond that, we're often stumped. Well, today we're making a favorite that I've been serving for the past few years that was shared with me from Grandma Belle. It's a savory onion casserole that practically melts in your mouth. The first thing we do after fluting and baking a pie crust is to saute some thinly sliced sweet onions in melted butter, just until they're tender. We want to do this low and slow. Now, we place these in the pie crust and pour a mixture over them that we made by whipping up some eggs and sour cream, dry mustard, salt, and pepper. A little paprika goes on top, and into the oven it goes until the custardy center sets up. After letting it cool for a couple of minutes, so it's easier to cut, it's time to pass your savory pie around the table. All I can say is, every time I've served it, the reaction is always the same. There's lots of yums, followed by them asking for the recipe. To get our step-by-step recipe for Grandma Belle's onion tart, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a veggie good way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, today is just the start of a nice warm-up as we take a live look outside this Thursday afternoon. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield is looking ahead to the holiday weekend forecast coming up on News 3 Now at noon. Let's take a look at Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow is up 87 points, NASDAQ up 40 points, and S&P 500 up about 9 points. Time now to check in with Q 206 Farm Director Pam Yankee on this Thursday afternoon. Hi, Pam.
How's it going, Josh? It does sound like it's getting better weather-wise out there, so tomorrow morning when we wake up, hopefully not quite as bad. The weather is always a factor when it comes to Wisconsin agriculture. That weather may have prompted some of our Wisconsin dairy farms to decide to thin the herd a little bit when it comes to the number of cows they're going to be milking through the winter. The numbers are out from the Wisconsin Ag Statistical Service, and it showed our November milk production actually went down 2%, and a good deal of that can be credited to the fact that we had fewer milk cows in our herd. We're down about 2,000 head just in a month's time, and about 7,000 fewer milk cows out there compared to last year. Now, this kind of makes sense if you think about the strategy that farmers have to think about going into the winter months. The year has been difficult when it comes to harvesting. If they didn't have enough feed on hand, they might have decided to just let those animals go, especially when the cow price improved just a little bit. So again, we're down about 2%, 1.27 million pounds of milk still produced within our borders. But Wisconsin's trends are pretty much direct opposite of what USDA cited for the other 23 major dairy producing states. I've got the details at MidwestFarmReport.com. So as far as the markets today, they're disappointed. EPA stuck to a very moderate change as far as the amount of renewable fuels that have to be blended and featured at the nation's pumps. So today we're seeing the corn market flat. Soybeans are softer in the wheat market, a little bit lower. Today, barrel cheese in Chicago up a penny at 162.5. 40-pound block cheese gained a nickel at 185. The AA butter finishes on a Thursday up a penny to $2 even. So there we go, Josh. We'll see if anything changes when I chat with you tomorrow morning.
All right, we'll see you starting at 4:30, Pam. Thank you.
Yep.
Now over to meteorologist Dave Caulfield with a look at your first alert forecast. Nice and sunny out there today, Dave.
Yeah, and temperatures will start to head to the 40-degree range for highs starting tomorrow. As we take a look at our three things to know, really no precipitation chances, no measurable precipitation until we get to Christmas Eve. But I think Santa will have just a fine time traversing the skies across southern Wisconsin, because we're really not looking at any severe or bad weather, anything like that. A few raindrops possible as we get to later on Christmas Day, and then some rain and snow showers the day after Christmas. But really, we're staying pretty quiet in the weather department. Maybe that's my Christmas wish, and it's coming true, to get some time to just relax a little bit and not have to worry about the forecast every single day. And pretty quiet across much of the United States as well. Starting to see just a little bit of precipitation activity towards the northwest coast there, and some lake effect snow affecting Buffalo. But really, the rest of us are looking at dry conditions, and across southern Wisconsin, the radar may take an early holiday break here, because it's not going to have much to do until we get closer to Christmas Day. Madison on the Edgewater Skycam looking at those sunny skies, and the Capitol in the background there. Already up to 30 degrees, so much warmer than this time yesterday. Calm winds, so that wind chill not really too much of a factor. Definitely feeling better compared to yesterday. Other temperatures: 34 in Janesville, 31 in Watertown, 33 in Platteville, and in Bosco, 32 in Lone Rock. Wind chills are in the 20s, but again, compared to yesterday, not too bad outside. And high temperatures are going to be well above normal as we head into the rest of this week and the weekend and the days leading up to Christmas. I think a prolonged stretch of 40s, which is not all that common when we talk about December temperatures. We could be talking about temperatures close to 20 degrees above normal as we get into Monday and Tuesday. So as far as least snowy Decembers, 2019 is looking like it's going to end up on this bottom 10 list right now in 6th place, if you will, with only a half an inch of snow. And remember, typically December is our snowiest month of the year. Not really looking like the case this time around. We've had less than an inch of snow in December 10 times in history, 70% of the time, so 7 out of 10 of those years. January through May snow was also below average, so we'll have to see if that trend holds going into 2020. On future track, not much to see here, except for temperatures continuing to rise. We're in the mid-30s for highs today. We're starting off in the 20s, so not as cold, with a few clouds around tomorrow, but they won't produce any rain or snow showers, and highs right around 40 degrees for tomorrow. And here is our future track snow on a couple of models here. This isn't broken. This is not showing any measurable snow for the next 10 days or so. Our American model is showing less than an inch generally across southern Wisconsin, but this is over a 10-day period. Usually this map will light up like a Christmas tree this time of year. Really looking like that dry pattern persists mostly to the end of this month. 10-day forecast is showing that as well. Next real precipitation chance comes on Christmas Day, when we could have a few rain showers later on Wednesday. And then Thursday, a few rain and snow showers. Really not expecting major impacts there. And that's when that temperature streak of 40-degree highs ends as we get into next weekend. But still, 32 for this time of year is actually about 5 degrees above normal. So it really looks like this mild stretch continues as we close the book on 2019.
So I think we'll just have to imagine some snow out there this Christmas.
Yeah, I'll be home for Christmas. It will be a white Christmas, if only in my dreams.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, still ahead for us, Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society will introduce us to this pet of the week. We'll be right back. All right, it is time for Potentially Yours. Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here. And Marissa, who do you have with us?
We have a little panda with us. So Panda here is a senior Shih Tzu, and you can tell she is just as sweet as can be here.
She is super just quiet and calm.
Yeah, she's just a mild-mannered, lovely little lady here. And Panda came to us from another local shelter in Wisconsin that was a little overcrowded. And she was a bit of a mess when she came in, so we got her a nice new haircut. We also had to give her a dental, which is why you're seeing a bit of that tongue sticking out. She only has one tooth left.
Okay. So is there any kind of concerns with that when it comes to eating?
Nope, she's been eating really well. I think you just want to do nice soft foods and treats, but she's happy and healthy, and besides being, you know, a little bit of a senior gal, she's ready to find a new great home.
What kind of a family would be interested in this?
Well, I think Panda is looking for maybe a nice retirement home, someplace she can take nice long naps curled up by a fireplace. Sounds great this holiday season.
She looks like a people person, doesn't really mind much.
No, she loves meeting new people. She's just a laid-back gal.
So what type of stuff do you have going on right now? I don't know, during the holidays, you have a special matching donor situation going?
Yep, so right now, if you make a gift and donate to Dane County Humane Society on our website, your gift is going to have double the impact for animals at the Humane Society. Thanks to Don and Marilyn Anderson's foundation, that's up to $10,000.
Wow.
So if you are looking to help out animals in need this holiday season, right now is the perfect time to do it.
All right, and last week's pet still available?
Yes, we had Dilly Bean, our three-legged bunny, and believe it or not, Dilly Bean is still available.
All right, so people are interested in Dilly Bean or Panda. How can they get a hold of you guys?
You can come on down today and meet them, or you can learn a little bit more at giveshelter.org.
All right, awesome. Happy holidays, and let's
Happy
give Panda a
holidays.
nice little home. Very, very cuddly. I love it. All right, thanks, Marissa.
Thank you.
And let's get a final check of the forecast with Dave.
All right, Josh, we have quiet weather on the way. Maybe perfect for Panda there. I think we're all sort of on the same wavelength when it comes to this forecast. Mostly sunny, not as cold this afternoon with temperatures in the 30s. Wind chills will be pretty close to what that thermometer is suggesting, so not a major factor in this forecast. And then really, we're talking about 40s for Friday and the weekend leading up to Christmas Day as well. It's pretty rare to see this long of a stretch of 40s in December, but I guess we'll take it. We are talking about dry conditions as well, with our next real chance of any precipitation coming later on Christmas Day. I don't think Santa will have any trouble delivering presents to southern Wisconsin as that precipitation comes in a little bit later, and some rain and snow showers on Thursday as temperatures return back to the 30s. But the mild air marches on into the end of December.
All right, Dave, thank you, and thanks for joining us. I'll see you tomorrow morning, and Danica and Susan are back on Live at 4.